You should never eat carbs. Carbs will make you'll be tired, you'll be fat, it just will be all wrong. If you want to get big, you should always eat carbs. Carbs are essential. I don't know when I should eat carbs at all. I just eat it because I don't really know what a carb is. You want to lose weight? No carbs at all. Paleo is the only way ever. What do we do? There is all of this misconception around carbohydrates in the health and fitness industry. And look, the honest truth is it is dependent on what you are wanting to do. What is your outcome? You will find research behind absolutely anything. It just depends who's funded it. Before we start up, let's just discuss what is a carb. So a carbohydrate is just a complex molecule of sugars. So when a carbohydrate is broken down into the body, its most simplest form is sugar. So it gives glucose, which gives energy to your cells. That is what carbohydrates do. Now, carbohydrates in example of foods would be pasta, bread, nuts and seeds have it to a degree, potatoes, so white potato, purple potato, sweet potato, all of those kind of things. Rice, they're all carbohydrates. Now, in week 1 of the challenge, we're going no carbohydrates at all in the sense of none of those foods that I just listed. But you will still be getting carbohydrates from vegetables. Now, this is very important. You guys will not be going into keto. You are still getting enough carbohydrates from your vegetables. Examples, broccoli and carrots have lots of carbohydrates in them still. Now, the reason that we are going no carbs in week 1, for example, is we want to give you guys a base platform like we have discussed earlier to reset your gut bacteria and to start fresh from. Now, you will notice that a lot of you probably have a big emotional connection with carbohydrates, so you'll probably struggle a little bit during this first week, but just remember why we're doing it. Now, certain things like oats, bread, if you have them for breakfast, for example, you will notice energy crashes throughout the day. So if I was to have oats or bread with my eggs or something like that for breakfast, I would get this big energy spike and then I would crash. And then that's usually when I want to find another coffee or another bit of food or maybe some sugar, like a chocolate or something like that. This is a terrible cycle to be in, but it is very common. What is happening here is, as we now know, carbohydrates are sugar. So when you eat that bread or those oats, you get this big energy spike, so your blood sugar levels increase, and then they will rapidly drop back down anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours after you've actually consumed the carbs. Now, when this happens, that is when we get that tired, lethargic feeling, and you might feel like brain fog. You might feel that you need to have a nana nap, or like I said before, that you need another hit to keep you going throughout the day. We want to wipe this out of your diet and out of your life. So what we want you guys to experience and what we want to get you to is waking up, having a natural steady increase of energy levels throughout the day, and then they naturally drop back down when it comes to bedtime. That is where we want to get you to. We do not want you having these undulating energy levels throughout the day. So you will notice in week 1 a massive reduction in inflammation throughout the body. So inflammation is almost like fluid retention underneath the skin. You will notice this being reduced from the face, the arms, the legs, stomach, all of these kind of problem areas, especially when we're taking out carbohydrates. The reason being, as we now know, carbohydrates broken down are just sugars, and sugar will cause inflammation in the body and in the cells. So we're trying to cut this all out. Now, a lot of you might be struggling if you're hardcore trainers, especially if you do MMA or if you're really trying to gain weight at the moment. You might think that cutting out carbohydrates will be really bad for you and your training and your goals. This is not true. You will be fine. It is only 1 week for that exact reason. This 1 week will get rid of all of the inflammation, like I said before, in your body. And then when we reintroduce them, you'll notice that your body will soak it back up and you will actually gain more from doing it that way. Stay with us, guys. We will be with you the whole way throughout this. We're going to do the challenge alongside you. So if you ever have any questions or if you are struggling during week 1, please do reach out. I'm sure you're not the only one feeling that way.